Well, hello PMC Church family. Today I want to update you on our plans for our first service back since COVID-19. We have been making plans for this Sunday with you in mind, and I hope that you are as excited as we are to be able to worship in person with our MPMC Church family. We have been praying for wisdom as we have been looking at ways for as many of you as possible to be able to join us in a way that will make you feel comfortable and safe as we return back together. In doing so, we prepared a guide to do church on the lawn. If the weather doesn't permit, we will have service back in the sanctuary. We feel that between the two, church on the lawn gives us truly the greatest opportunity for as many of our people as possible to return, and that's our goal. Let me explain some of the things that we have done in preparing for this Sunday's service. When you arrive on the property, you'll be greeted by a parking attendant. Please be sure to follow their directions as they help you know where to go and how to get there. We are providing a wide open area behind the parsonage and cabin for people to social distance themselves. If you want to sit on the lawn, you will just need to bring your own chair or blanket. We will not be providing them for you. And as far as bathrooms are concerned, you'll be able to use the restrooms that are in the church cabin. We will be providing a limited number of drive-in parking places for those who would like to watch and listen from the comfort of their cars on the southwest side of the cabin. You'll be able to listen on 97.9 FM as you watch the service from your vehicle. We'll be able to live stream our service on social media as we have been doing for those who cannot attend our service in person here at the church. For those who do not have social media, they will continue to receive CDs and DVDs of the service as they have been. They will just receive them a day or so after rather than a day or so before. We have been working very hard to prepare for the best worship experience with everyone in mind. And I just want you to know that we have seen many churches return after COVID-19 to in-person services, only to have to close again after a short time and return back to online services. And we want to move forward without having to take steps back. And you can help us do that. And here's how you can do your part. Many of you will be getting here at about the same time. So as you're walking from your car to the place that you choose to sit, please exercise good social distancing from one another. While you may be ready to handshake and hug, your neighbors may not be, and we want everyone to feel welcome to worship with us. So when choosing your worship spot, please be considerate of your neighbor and social distance a minimum of 6 feet. There's plenty of room on the lawn to spread out. Let's give each other plenty of space. Whenever social distancing of at least 6 feet cannot be accomplished, we strongly encourage you to wear a mask. We realize that you may not want to wear one, but we're asking you to do it out of concern and respect for your neighbor. Don't let 6 feet of social distancing prevent you from speaking to your neighbor. Let's be friendly and enjoy fellowship without invading personal space. We ask that you maintain a 6-foot distance when on the lawn, as there will be so much room for us to do so. At the end of the service, I know that there will be a great desire to stay on the lawn and fellowship with people that perhaps you haven't seen in a while. Please, after the service is over, with distancing in mind, begin making your way back to your vehicle and do not congregate. We want to continue meeting for worship and not risk that which can be avoided and cause us to revert back to online services only. If we do our part, we can keep taking steps forward and hopefully sooner than later get back to the kind of interaction that we all long for and quite honestly that we were made for. I want to give you a special reminder as it pertains to the lyrics and the music that we're going to be singing on Sunday. Lyrics will not be handed out at the service, but there are 2 ways that you can get them. You can use the church app. Simply open the app, tap the Sundays button at the bottom of the screen, tap the worship lyrics button, open the lyrics, and sing along. If you'd rather have printed lyrics and you have received church news from the church office via the email chain, the lyrics will be sent out to you by the end of the day on Friday. Print them at home and bring them with you and sing along with us. I want to share with you something that I shared a while back. It comes from Ephesians chapter 4. Paul is speaking to the church of Ephesus, and it's just a reminder to us of the kind of spirit and the kind of attitude that all of us should have as we worship together, not just in this season, but in any season of life. And he says this in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1. He says, "As a prisoner for the Lord, then I urge you to live a life worthy of the calling that you have received. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, just as you were called to one hope when you were called. One God, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is over all and through all and in all." I just need you to hear my heart. I have found myself becoming disappointed and at times surprised at the things that I've heard from God's children about who's right and who's wrong. Do we wear masks or don't wear masks? It is so easy to allow those things to divide the church, is it not? So just take a moment and stop and think about what God is really longing to see the church accomplish in seasons like we're in right now. There is a far greater war that needs to be fought today. It's not a war over masks or no masks. God is the only one that knows for sure which masks, if any masks, are working. Of course, God's timing is perfect for each of our lives, but He also gives us knowledge. That's why we take medication. That's why we use sleep apnea machines and wear seat belts. It's not a war. It's not a war over what life matters or over another life, because we are all precious in His sight. And there should be no place for racism or discrimination, bitterness and hatred toward one another, or any kind of attitude toward the Christian life. As believers in Jesus Christ, the true war we are fighting is one that few truly want to deal with. It's at the core of all of our problems, and it's sin. And I believe by the grace of God, there is an answer. And as the church, it is our responsibility and purpose to share with folks how they can escape that. We must be willing to share with our words and actions about the one who can fix it all, and that's Jesus Christ. So as we join together this Sunday, remind yourself as a believer in Jesus Christ of what your purpose is on this earth. To show mercy to others, to extend grace to people, to love as He first loved you. To be the church here and out there, to follow the example of Jesus Christ in all that you do and all that you say and all that you post. To honor Christ with our lives so that He might receive glory for all that He has done. And I want you to know that I am so excited about Sunday. I'm looking forward to our time together as we sing praises together, as we open up the Word of God and allow Him to speak into our hearts. To be reminded that this is the kind of atmosphere, this is the kind of relationship that God has brought us into. And yes, we've been in this storm together, but we are in different boats, different circumstances. And there is an attitude that we have to have toward one another, one of great love and compassion. And the one thing that we all know about love is this: love is about what you give, not what you get. And so I pray that you will have that humble spirit as you think about how you can love your neighbor as we join together on Sunday. I want you to know that I am so looking forward to that time. And I look forward for our worship service as we are reminded of the Lord that we serve and the salvation that He provides. God bless you. I pray that He keeps you safe and healthy in these days, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. God bless.